Should I start? Hi, this is Maddie Stevens, and welcome to this Google Hangout coming from the International Art of Living Center in Canada with Pierre Laflamme. How are you today, Pierre?
Very good. Very happy. I'm very happy to be here and to welcome all of you who are listening to this hangout. It's our first hangout, so it will be nice.
So just to give you a little background about the center, it was founded in 1991, and Sri Ravi Shankar founded it so that people could come and take courses and experience silence to rejuvenate themselves, and most important, to be in his presence once or twice a year. So Pierre Laflamme is the manager of the center, and he's been here since 1992, and he teaches the Art of Silence course and Art of Meditation. So tonight we're talking about silence and presence. And so Pierre, I thought that since everybody probably feels they know what is silence, that maybe we should start with presence. What do you mean by presence?
Okay. These subject, silence and presence, it's something that it's not easy to convey or to express because it's an experience. But what I can say about presence is I think we all have this experience that in the presence of certain people, we feel something. And today I was thinking about one person that we all know, Martin Luther King. And I remember this person when he was talking, even just seeing him on the screen, it was sufficient to feel the strength of that person. So sometimes we go and see a musical show, and then we feel the presence of the person who is singing. Or sometimes we go in a house and we can feel sitting with a person, we feel the presence. So the presence is something very subtle. It's something that emanates from the person. It's the being of the person. And one of the reasons why I have chosen to talk about presence and silence, because it goes together. And this is how I met, because that hangout is about spirituality and also about my spiritual master, Sri Ravi Shankar. So when I met Sri Ravi Shankar, this is exactly what I felt. I was in the presence of something that was so big, so simple, so beautiful, so touching, and it was mainly silence and love, and also I would say fulfillment. Just being in his presence was amazing.
And you said that you were saying that when somebody first invited you to come and go and see Sri Ravi Shankar, you were a little resistant at first, and how did that change?
This was interesting because I was looking, it happens many years ago, 22 years ago, or more than that, 25 or 26 years ago. And I remember at that time I was looking for something. I didn't know what it was, but I was looking for something in my life. And I went to university and I got my degree in French literature. And I was happy, but there was something missing. And I have a dear friend. He passed away a few years ago. His name was Robert. And both of us, we have been friends, and we met each other on spirituality. We were meditating together and doing yoga together. And one day he called me at my work, and he said, Pierre, you should come. There is a very special person coming in Montreal and giving a talk tonight. And it's a saint, so you should come and see him. And I said, no. I said, I don't have time. I'm busy with my work and I don't have time for that. And then I hang up, and then I continue to do my work. And fortunately, I'm so grateful. He called me back, maybe half an hour, and he said, Pierre, you have to come. You know, I talked to somebody who met him in Halifax, and they said he's so beautiful, and he's very simple at the same time, very deep. So I said, okay, I will give a shot. I will go. So we went, and the thing that is beautiful is we arrived late, maybe 5 minutes late. And there was a talk at 8 o'clock, something like that, and we arrived 5 minutes late. So Sri Sri Ravi Shankar was sitting, eyes closed, quiet, not saying a word. And I came in, and we sat, and immediately we felt the presence. Immediately, it was so touching, I could believe it. It's very difficult to express. And I turned around, I look at my friend, and I just looked and said, this is it. This is exactly what we are looking for. We felt full, just being in the presence. And I know at that time, Sri Sri Ravi Shankar was not talking very much. Now he's talking more. If you go on YouTube, you can see beautiful talks of Sri Sri on so many subjects. And it's beautiful what he says. But at that time, he was not talking very much. He was just looking. At one point, he opened his eyes, and he looked in the hall. He looked in the eyes of everyone. He looked in my eyes, and I said, what is this? This is amazing. He doesn't have to say anything. And he doesn't need, sometimes we think that to feel the presence, we need a lot of spiritual growth, or we need some refinement, this is for sure. But if you're sensitive enough, just being there, it is so good. It's like being at home, feeling full, complete. It's like the master is transmitting his fullness to the person that is in front of him.
So I think that describes a lot about how this facility is, how this center is, because it has a lot of that silence in it. It looks like there's a question coming in, something about, if you could say something more about the connection between silence and presence?
Yes. What we can say is, Guruji, Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, I said Guruji because we call him, this is very friendly, Ji is somebody who is very dear to you, and Guru means someone who is removing the darkness, the ignorance. This is beautiful, and we think that, maybe I can say just a few words, that the word Guru is something that is so misunderstood these days, because many people had experiences that were not so good or so positive, but a guru, the word guru means the remover of ignorance. So when I met Sri Sri Ravi Shankar comes here in this beautiful center. It's International Art of Living Center in Saint-Mathieu-du-Parc, which is near Shawinigan, and it's near Montreal, maybe 1 hour and a half from Montreal. And he comes here each year since 22 years now. And it is amazing. First, being here, it's in the La Mauricie. And La Mauricie is a very nice area. For those of you who are living in Quebec, you know exactly. We call that the center of Quebec. But for those of you who don't know, it's in the middle of forest. We have 5 lakes, and we have 232 acres. It's beautiful. So already there is some peace. Nature is very peaceful. But having the presence of Sri Sri coming each year, twice, sometimes 3 times a year, and all these people who are coming here each time to take some courses, to be in silence, to take some yoga classes, meditation classes, and having with Sri Sri meditation with the master also. And at night having some satsangs, I will explain later what is satsangs, creates such a beautiful atmosphere that we can feel the silence everywhere in this center. Just walking around and even the people who comes here for the first time, they say there is something here that we don't see anywhere else. So it's very, very beautiful.
So Guruji will be coming from the 13th to the 24th this year, and so that's it's a good opportunity for people to come and meet him and have that experience of being in that silence. And I think today we were talking about how that silence isn't just silence, it's also the joy that's here.
This is a very important point that you're bringing, Nidhi. It's very beautiful because usually the silence is so beautiful. It's associated with sadness. You know, people, usually a person who is silent, you look at the person and you say, what's wrong with you? Or what's happening? Do you want to talk? Either we are sad or we want to hide something or we are not happy or something. If somebody dies, then we are in silence. So it's always associated with sadness. But the silence around a master, and especially around Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, it's a silence that is full of joy, full of celebration. And this is very rare because to be in silence, people see that as, you know, if you're at school and you're a little bit mischievous, the teacher will say, you go in the corner, stay in silence. But here, the silence is so fulfilling. The silence is full. If we can describe silence, it's very difficult to describe because it's an experience. And there are different levels of silence. The more you do meditation, the more you do yoga, the more the silence will deepen. You will have different layers of silence until you reach that level that is so deep, the core of our being. So there are different levels of silence, but the silence that we experience in the presence of a master is amazing. It's so fulfilling. It is so deep. And silence is important. We think that silence is something that is opposite to activity, and it's true. Silence or rest and activity. Silence and being dynamic. But this is part of life. This is how life functions. Night and day. Summer, winter. Even when we walk, this is so beautiful. When you walk, one feet is active, the other one is resting. This is how life progresses, how life evolves. So going deep in ourselves, being silent. And being silent doesn't mean just the mouth shut. It's more than that. It's the mind being silent. And this is something that everyone wants. Everything we do in life, we do to quiet the mind. You go even, it's even the people who are drinking. Sometimes this is why they're drinking. They take a lot of alcohol just to calm down that mind, which is so disturbing. We go in vacation to give, to change, to be in a different environment, but at the same time to change the state of our mind. And you know, the meditation is so simple. We can do it where we are, just closing our eyes and going beyond the chattering mind. And we think that it's complicated. Why? Because if I try to do it, I will not be able to do it. And in a way, it's true. If you sit and you close your eyes and then you just wait and say, okay, mind, shut up. You'll see. Maybe it will quiet down and then you will fall asleep. Or maybe you will use some music, very nice music, and then your mind will quiet down. But it's a skill. It's natural to be calm. It's just to allow the mind to calm down. And the master, a spiritual master, is there only to show you that it's possible. He gives you that experience in his presence. You cannot miss it. It's impossible to miss it. Unless you're really, really stupid. But I don't think that we are stupid. Nobody is stupid. It's just a little bit of openness. We come. And that's the reason why to be in the presence of a master, and a master of this quality, like Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, I tell you, we are so lucky to have this possibility. And to have this possibility here in North America, and here in Canada, and here in Quebec. Amazing.
So I have some other questions for you, but I'm sure that the audience also has questions. But an interesting thing has happened, and since we're hanging out, I think I have to let our tech crew know that the questions have not appeared. And so if they could send them through, that would be great, because I'm sure people have questions that they want to ask you. I just wanted to say that a few minutes ago when you said about the opportunity to experience silence in so many ways, I thought that's so true, because people come to satsang and they sing, and people come and they dance, and people come and they close their eyes and they meditate and they do yoga, and they might just come and go for a walk here, and then there's so many ways that that silence comes through.
Yep.
And even, I mean, if people have never met Guruji, his personality is so, so dynamic, so much knowledge in that silence, so much mischievousness, so much fun. Maybe you can talk a little bit about the programs that will be offered while he's here.
Yeah, this is very beautiful. It's a variety. It's open to new people, to people who have already been exposed to Sri Sri Ravi Shankar. So for the people they don't know anything about him, they don't know anything about the art of living, they don't know anything about the program that we are offering. So from July 13 to 24, Sri Sri will be here, and we have 2 weeks. So the first week, we are offering 2 programs the first week, open to everyone. It's called Art of Meditation. It's a program in 3 days, and a few hours each day. And the other one is the Art of Living Happiness program. So Art of Meditation, it's simple. It's to show you how to meditate. And we say, why we say art? Because it takes some skill. It's a very refined, very delicate process, but easy, that everybody can do. It's open to everyone. You don't need to know anything. You just come, very simple, open mind, open heart, and then you learn that meditation in 3 days. And then we have the Art of Living Happiness program, which is a wonderful program where you learn so many things. And like Mehdi was saying, from so many angles. You have yoga, and then you have guided meditation, and then you have breathing, the breath. And this is something that is interesting, We talk about yoga, we talk about breath, we talk about meditation, because if you want to calm your mind, Sri Sri says the best way is in a very indirect way. You cannot go directly to the mind. I'm sure all of us, we have had this experience. For example, during the night, you want to go to sleep, and you cannot sleep. And then you say, okay, now I want to sleep. I want to sleep. I will sleep. Come on, sleep. It's not happening. It's impossible, because you are forcing something that is natural. You let go, and then suddenly you fall asleep. With the meditation, with the mind, if you say, calm down, please, quiet. And sometimes we would like the mind to be quiet. We are just sitting and not doing anything, and then the mind is rolling, chattering, all kinds of thoughts are coming. Sometimes thoughts are all kinds of thoughts. And some worry are there. And then we say, what to do? How to do it? And then the more you try to calm down, the more the mind will be chattering. So you have to be very clever. We have to be clever. And these spiritual masters from the past and Sri Sri Ravi Shankar now, they know, they have a tradition that is so for thousands and thousands of years to show us how to quiet our mind. How? Let's go through the body. So, yoga. Basic posture of yoga, sufficient. And I think many of you have experienced, have done some yoga, probably. And you know, when you do some posture, being in the posture, you relax and rest in the posture. And very often after the session, you lay down and you are in a state of meditation, in a state of deep relaxation. And you didn't do anything to the mind. You just did to the body. And it was sufficient. Or we can use the breath. And sometimes in these yoga classes, they show some pranayama, technique of breathing exercise. Beautiful. And the breath is so important. It's so bizarre that we're not aware of that. If I just stop breathing, if I close my mouth and I do like this with my nose, in a few minutes I'll be gone. I'll be dead. So this is very, very, very important to you to know that the breath is something that has been given to us. It's life. Without breath, we are dead. Using the breath to calm the mind, because emotions and breath are linked. Mind is linked to the breath. Thoughts are linked to the breath. And using the breath in a very nice way will help to calm the mind. And it's the same thing with meditation. Meditation is just using different tools to let the mind know that now it's time to just go within, go inside, go deep inside. And I tell you, and I know many of you have experienced that, deep inside there is so much joy. This is exactly what we are looking for.
Okay, so we have some
Yes.
questions. One person asks, many times I experience that even if I don't speak for the entire day, the mind doesn't stop thinking. How to stop this process and still keep myself in silence? If it is a part of silence, then how can I improve my silence?
This is a very, very beautiful question. And I think we all relate to that. We all experience this. But you know, what is interesting is in silence you have different levels. And we think that to be silent means not having any thoughts. And in the commentary of Yoga Sutra of Patanjali, Sri Sri Ravi Shankar talks about the different kinds of samadhi. And there is a samadhi means tranquility or equanimity of the mind. That can be there even if we have thoughts. So, and I agree with you, if we sit and if we are quiet, we don't talk, it doesn't mean that we are silent. And sometimes thoughts will be there. But it's a question of practice. That's the reason why practicing regularly meditation, doing yoga, doing breathing exercise will help stabilize that silence more and more in activity. And also when we are quiet, we will be quiet also inside. It takes
And this person would like to know, could you please tell us the importance of silence in our day-to-day life?
Getting there more often and to have a taste of silence, I tell you, with all my experience in all these years, the presence of the master is so important. And I think we should not be afraid of being closer to a person who is the embodiment of that. And then you will feel, if you don't feel it on your own, you will feel it in his presence. And you will see the value. Value is not just being quiet. It's when you're quiet, you realize, I'm so beautiful. There is so much joy in me. I am so happy. My mind is so clear. I have so many talents. I'm great.
Okay, so it looks like we have about 3 minutes left, and I thought it might be good before we end it just to again mention the courses that we haven't, because on the 14th we're celebrating Guru Purnima, and I thought maybe you could say a little bit about that, and then the other courses that are being offered for people who have already taken Art of Happiness.
But maybe before that,
Okay.
I would like to talk to those of you who have never done anything with our foundation, Art of Living Foundation. You can come, and you will be most welcome to come from the 13th to the 24th. And each night, around 7:30, we will have what we call a satsang with Sri Sri. So during that time, Sri Sri will answer a question, which is beautiful the way he answered the question. You'll see it's amazing, with a lot of mischief, depth, wisdom, very beautiful. And then there is some sacred chant. We do some chanting, there is some dancing. It's very, very, very beautiful. And it's open to everyone. And also, at noon each day, Sri Sri will lead a meditation. So this is for people, if you have never done anything with the Art of Living, that is fine. Come, you're most welcome during all that period of time. Now, for those of you who have done Art of Living, you know. And if you are hesitating, you should not hesitate at all. You should even say, okay, not only I'm coming, but I will bring all my friends who have done Art of Living before. Because it's such a beautiful opportunity to do, you know, Art of Silence course. And we have 2 Art of Silence course for each week. One 13 to the 18th, 19 to the 24th. Art of Silence is always a surprise. And many people say, I've done 4, 5, 6, 7. Me, I don't know how many I've done, probably 25 or 30, I have no idea. And how many I have teach. And I would like to do more and more and more because it's never the same. Especially with Sri Sri, you never know what will happen. You never know what new layers of your being you will discover. So it is so beautiful. And then we will have also the celebration of what we call Guru Purnima. This is very simple. Guru Purnima means fullness. And it's the full moon of July. Because the master is symbolized by, represented by moon. Moon is full moon, donc full knowledge, fullness of being. This is the master. So, and that day, it's not a celebration of him, it's a celebration of us being happy to be around him. And we'll have a beautiful program. There will be a lot of variety. There will be meditation, there will be chanting, there will be, I don't know, food.
There's always some entertainment.
Entertainment will be there. So